Hi everyone, I'm Nancy.
And I'm Stephanie.
And if you enjoy our show, please like and subscribe.
And hit that notification bell.
We're also on Instagram at TWiN, and you can also find us on Twitter X. Tomorrow we're going to have our live, and it's going to be dedicated to Catherine, the Princess of Wales, sort of like a tribute, not really a tribute because
An appreciation
because we love her so much. We know she's going to make a full recovery, and we're super looking forward to that. But just to like send out positive vibes tomorrow during our live. But today we thought we'd go back to the petty department and talk about all the people who have wronged her and the royal family and been completely wrong about it.
Yep.
This was the Atlantic. And I'm surprised this came out in the Atlantic because it's a very left of center publication. And it says, I hope you all feel terrible now. How the internet and Stephen Colbert hounded Kate Middleton into revealing her diagnosis. Now let's start with Stephen Colbert. Stephen Colbert, and I can't play it because it's copywritten, and that's why we had to take it out of our live last time. But you guys all remember he had some guy roll out a English tea tray,
Yes.
and he started talking about the awful affair that I believe, now this is my opinion, allegedly Meghan had her people plant about Rose Hanbury.
Yes.
And he said some awful things. Now, Rose Hanbury has since had her lawyers send him a letter. She also sent it to other publications that have put this rumor out there. Now, obviously, she's a smart woman. She knows that in America, she can't actually say cease and desist to him. She can't try to sue him or anything.
Right.
All she did in these letters was say, we've never had an affair. Here's an official statement for me. Please stop saying this, okay? Like I said, she's a very smart woman with smart people around her. She knows that she can't stop them from saying it, but she can put them on notice. She can put them on record, which I think was the right thing to do.
I do too, because it leaked that she did it. And like I said, you can't tell him, he could say what he wants.
Yeah.
But by it leaking that she did it shows, hey, dude, we're on to you.
Yeah. He didn't apologize yesterday, but that's because I think he pre-records his shows.
Yeah.
He could have done it through the press. He didn't do that. He's a coward. Let me say this about Stephen Colbert. Americans do not take this man seriously. This man is a corporate shill. He's not funny. At some point, he needs to just be like, hey, I was wrong. He'll never do it.
Right.
But he's on the list.
On the list. Makes my blood boil.
Blake Lively.
Ugh.
Let's talk about Blake Lively. So some people were speculating whether this was a diss on Princess Catherine. I know our mom was a little confused.
A lot of people pro-monarchy were also saying, Blake wasn't trying to make a dig at Princess Catherine. This was just, she's just trying to be funny with Photoshop.
Yeah.
It had nothing to do with the Mother's Day post. That's not how it works.
That's not happening. Also, her brand that she's trying to push, this Betty Boos, they had to jump on the bandwagon as well. So when we put Blake Lively on our list, we have to not forget Betty Boos.
Well, that's
Betty
her company.
Yes, haters will say it's photoshopped. So here she is, and everyone's like, well, we can go either way. Are they making Well, yesterday, this is what she put out. Now, keep in mind, she put this statement out on a Friday through an Instagram story. Stephanie, explain how Instagram stories work.
They go away in 24 hours.
And you have to click on the little thingy, right?
Yes.
So it's kind of hard to see.
Very hard to see. You have to also, if you want to read the whole thing, you have to screenshot it. It's a very difficult thing for older people to do because they don't know how to really get it.
It's a difficult thing for me to do because I had to have Stephanie explain it.
Yeah.
I'm not Instagram savvy.
But obviously this is gone. This was a 24-hour news feed, and she knew it's just going to be wiped under
Friday night.
And Princess Catherine just put out her announcement. So this is going to get washed away like rain.
Let's read what Blake said. I'm sure no one cares today. But I feel like I have to acknowledge this. I made a silly post around the Photoshop fails frenzy, and oh man, that post has me mortified today. I'm sorry. Sending love and well wishes to all, always.
Yeah, she knew that was going to go away. There's no way she would have put that on her Twitter. She deleted the post, obviously, on her Instagram and her Twitter, but there was no way she was going to put the apology on Twitter because people were going to remember it
And they were going to make comments.
Of course, and you can't erase comments on Twitter. So the cowardly way out was the way Blake did it.
Blake
on
the list.
Check.
John Oliver. Now, John Oliver, I don't know. He's one of those Daily Show ex-writer performers, whatever was on. And now he's got his own show. I think it's on HBO. I don't watch it. And John Oliver jokes that there's a non-zero chance Kate Middleton died 18 months ago. Now, Stephanie, you can explain this because you watch What Happens Live. I guess he was on that show. Now, that's with Andy Cohen.
That's with Andy Cohen. That's a Bravo show. And what happened was he was a guest on Bravo's Watch What Happens Live. And, Andy Cohen always talks about current stuff. And he said, what do you think about this Kate Middleton thing? Of course, he made the joke, there's zero chance, blah, blah, blah. But then he made the Weekend at Bernie's joke.
Yeah, and I'm not going to put
the
picture up.
He said it.
Of whoever made that meme because that's disgusting. They made a Weekend at Bernie's meme about Princess Catherine. No way is that going up on this channel at all. But he's disgusting. So John
on the list.
Now, since he was on What Happens Live, that's the show on Bravo that Stephanie watches. Stephanie, you were surprised that Andy would take part in this.
I was upset because he seems like he is kind of pro monarchy. He seems one of the, the man after my own heart, but this really made me sad. This was right after The Sun came out with the video of Prince William and Princess Catherine walking to the shops.
Yes.
And Andy Cohen immediately put this up. He said, "That ain't Kate." And that really upset me because, again, I'm a huge Bravo fan and I love him. I love his show, but I got to say, I'm not going to watch his shows anymore. Okay. Let's not go that far. But he's definitely on the list.
Oh, Cheryl.
No.
Now, Cheryl should have known better because Cheryl has had cancer.
I think twice.
Yeah. She writes, "I'm going to be on Jimmy Kimmel Live tonight, but where's Kate Middleton?" And she thought that was so funny. Now, Stephanie, has she deleted that since?
Nope.
Wow.
Yeah.
She's doubling down. Now, one thing that you're going to notice about everybody is either they all have some sort of connection to Meghan or they have some connection to WME. You're going to see a pattern going on here, guys. So Cheryl Crow,
tis.
Very low rent. And I bet you feel like crap today.
Well, she hasn't apologized, though,
Not
right?
that I know of. As of now, since we're taping this, it could happen later, but as of now,
she is not.
There has not been an apology, and you're saying it's still up on our page?
Yes.
Wow.
I just for a woman who's had cancer and specifically asked for privacy because of her two young boys, wow. Seems like she's on the list.
Check. Kim Kardashian, this doesn't surprise me.
I don't even expect an apology out of her, nor do I want one because I feel like she's so I loved Kinsey Schofield's response to Kim. Oh my God, that was classic.
Why don't you explain it to people who haven't seen it?
She put, Kim Kardashian put "on my way to go find Kate." Of course, she's trying to plug her products in there. And Kinsey Schofield underneath this Instagram post goes, "In no way would you ever find her. She would never hang out in your circle." Like something, you know what I mean? And everybody, something to that extreme. Sorry, I don't have the exact quote.
That's why I don't expect an apology out of any of the Kardashians for anything that they do.
Well, yeah, that's the least of their worries. Yeah, they should be concerned about, tax fraud.
Kim doing this was like the lowest on my radar because I expected it out of them.
I did.
So it wasn't a big deal. Kim's been on our list for a while, so it wasn't hard writing.
You're on the check. You're on the list again.
On the list again. TMZ. Harvey Levin over at TMZ. Now, I want to thank Andy over at Popcorn Planet for bringing this to my attention.
And Popcorn Palace, guys. We got to keep that channel up too.
TMZ's trying to scrub it from their website, But never forget how Harvey fast-tracked a BS conspiracy riddled TMZ Investigates Where's Kate Middleton that they pushed hard yesterday with Harvey doing a Fox affiliate tour, spouting awfulness city to city. Vile. I agree with you, Andy. It's very, very vile. I wasn't aware of this, but I guess if you go and you look for the show on it, this is what comes up on the page. So he's definitely trying to scrub it. And, this is a good way of explaining how we're always saying, how the Kardashians are constantly how did they do that? How did they bleach stuff? How did Meghan bleach her entire childhood and all this
college life?
How does Doria's information? We can't find one thing on Doria. This is how they do it. They know what they're doing. And Harvey is heavily involved with the Kardashians. Kris Jenner and him, like Stephanie said the other day, they're on speed dial. They are very good friends. And
one way to hit them too is that, and listen, I found myself guilty of it last night. I follow TMZ on my Twitter X. Just unfollow them.
Yeah.
Because when I first got my Twitter X, I wanted to follow all pop culture stuff, and all the election stuff, blah, blah, blah. Just go onto your Twitter, go onto your Facebook, go onto your Instagram, take them off. Don't follow them anymore. Let the bots follow them.
Yeah.
Trust me, that'll implode. That will implode just like the Kardashians too. TMZ, you're on the list.
Now, Omid Scobie, since I'm blocked from him, I didn't know he did this, but yesterday when this was happening, they said there was going to be a royal announcement. He then put this up on his Twitter X page, I guess, because it was going to be 6 p.m. London time. And then he immediately erased it, which makes sense for a coward. That's what cowards normally do. They do that. They just think they can just...
no, it doesn't exist.
Never happened.
Never happened.
Has every right to do stuff like that. We're just not going to forget any of this stuff. So all the people that have made the list, you have every right to have done all this. Nobody's trying to stop you from doing any of it. We just want you to know you're on the list.
Yeah, you're on the list.
So Omid, instead of being like, you know what, I did a tasteless picture, I took it down, I should have no part of anything Princess Catherine. I've been awful to her in the past, so I'm just going to give her some space. Instead, he played the victim. Yep. Instead, he decided to play the victim. When there was word circulating that an announcement was coming from the palace at 6 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, I tweeted an image of the time for followers to keep an eye out. When the world and myself learned how serious the news ended up being, I removed the tweet to stop any speculation taking place underneath it. It's upsetting and disturbing to see how that post being portrayed as some sort of sick countdown by the Mail and other outlets that quickly copied. I try to shrug off lies like these, but this one was too disgusting to ignore. So there's a lot of sensitive people in Meghan's circle lately. I mean, all Blake Lively did was talk about herself. She never mentioned Princess of Wales once. A lot of me. These people are narcissists.
Victimhood.
And this is why these people are never going to make it, because we were watching X-Men the other day. We were watching the prequels. And it was the first one is First Class, and then the second one is
Days of Futures Past.
Days of Futures Past. And one thing we noticed, and we like those fun movies where you don't have to think, but one thing we noticed is if you go out on your own and you're all about yourself, you're not going to win. You got to learn how to play as a team. And Meghan and all the other people that are on the list, they don't know what teamwork is.
No.
They have really bad teamwork skills. And that's some of their problems. And, unfortunately, Omid, wait a second. I don't have to write him on the list. He's already on there.
Right by Kim.
He's already on there next to Kim.
All right. Yeah. We got it.
Now, Schola. Shola's a creature of her own. I don't even know. I don't think she's from this planet, to be honest with you.
I know. It's like she doesn't have empathy. She has no soul. It's bizarre. It's just an empty vessel.
Yeah.
Just meanness.
Yeah. So obviously she was calling our beautiful Princess of Wales the B word.
I mean, how is that?
Awful.
I mean, oh, and then she got all bent out of shape last night because people were reporting her for this.
Let's bring it up. Pete Karangitis of the highest order reporting me to manager Elon Musk. Wait a second. So I guess she just called Masan a Karen.
Interesting.
Because I could have sworn that he was going to tell the senior team of YouTube to get rid of our channel. Our hate channel.
So Masan's a Karen?
Wow, Schola just went on record calling Megan's ex-photographer a Karen. I'm shaking in my boots. Your salty tears aren't about Princess Catherine, but about you wanting to silence a Black woman you hate. Cry me a river, then cry some more. And when you're done crying, swim over and kiss my royal bee. I'm not going to say all this.
Yeah,
this is sick.
I reported her. Did you?
Yeah, I reported her.
I don't understand why she's pointing out that poor woman. A lot of people reported you.
And in the past, Schola has had tweets taken down. So I don't know why she's thinking, Elon's not going to handle the stuff that is important.
Right.
She actually has had tweets taken down. So I don't understand what she's getting.
Be careful what you wish for. Schola, you're on the list. She's on the list.
She's already on the list. Now, what's interesting about Boozy is he has taken this up a notch.
Oh, he loves the attention right now. Oh, he is savoring in it.
Yeah.
He loves it. You think that he got off on that Netflix show that he was on for about 5 seconds? This is so exciting to him. He made the Daily Mail because of his abusive and threatening comments. And now he thinks he's just, king of all.
Now, Boozy, I'm not going to give you a lot of oxygen. I'm not going to show the tweets you've been writing. No. They're just so ridiculous. I don't care. Dude, nobody cares about you.
Yeah, and you calling yourself a journalist, that made me laugh last night, and I needed that laugh because I was so depressed yesterday. And then he called himself a journalist, and I just busted out. So thank you, Christopher Boozy.
And thank you for being on our list. Check. Now, this I found interesting. A lot of people didn't catch this. I'm one of those nerds that still watches press briefings. I think they're interesting. It's kind of the only way to keep accountability with anything.
Do not mess with her during a press briefing.
Yes.
I have had my head bitten off a million times over walking in while she's drinking her tea and eating her avocado toast.
I watch it in the morning.
It is not pretty if you bug her.
Yeah. Well, yesterday I didn't have time to watch it in the morning, so I ended up watching it at night. And I noticed this little tidbit. Now, Karina Jeanpierre, the press pool, and this is everybody in the press pool, they all call her Binder. Now, the reason they all call her Binder is because she reads from a binder. She doesn't know how to answer questions. She's not like your normal, typical, what's his name? John Ernst. Oh my God, I was so in love with John Ernst, Obama's press secretary, or like Ari Fleischer. She's not like them where you can like ask a question and then she can answer it. She goes like this, like, ask me a question. Just ask me a question.
Do you like dogs?
And then she reads from the binder. I'm not kidding, guys. Look it up. Google Karina Jeanpierre binder, and you will get a ton of articles. And like I said, it's everybody. So yesterday, obviously, this is a big deal in America. The Princess of Wales announced she has cancer. So they asked her about it. This should be a no-brainer. She should be able to say, I talked to the president, right? And then actually called the Princess of Wales by her correct name.
Didn't call her by her correct title.
Yeah. Wow. So here we go.
Dr. King Charles over the weekend about this?
Yeah, look, as I said before, obviously it is a tragic news. It is devastating news. And we certainly, wish the Duchess of Cambridge a full recovery. We want to respect their privacy.
Looks like someone should have went to her binder. What was that?
Yeah. So, this is kind of like the final straw for me. This is constant in that press briefing room. She's never prepared. It's like she doesn't even talk to the president during the day.
Cambridge? She hasn't been the Duchess of Cambridge in 2 years.
Yeah. She's the Duchess of Cornwall. I mean, you can call her that. Do you want to call her that?
Wow.
More than welcome to call her that.
She is Catherine, the Princess of Wales, or you could have called her Princess Catherine. I mean, I'm shocked she didn't go, oh yeah, our thoughts and prayers are with Megan. You know what I mean? Like, is that as far as we're going now?
Yeah.
Like, where is this going?
So Karine Jeanpierre, you are on the list. Check in the binder. Sunny.
Ooh.
Now, is it Houston or Houston? I don't know how to say
I believe it's
last name.
Houston.
Houston?
Houston.
I don't know.
The one
Yeah.
from The View.
I don't watch The View.
I don't either.
Okay, because I'm not brain dead. But
I used to.
She made some wild accusations, and being a lawyer, whew, wow.
Are they not worried?
Because they know where she is.
Do they?
Yeah, they do.
Then why don't they tell us?
They did tell you. They
She was at a market this
They
weekend.
told you where she was,
says
and
that's not
nobody.
her.
That's
But
not her.
this
That's
one
her
lives
body
here
double.
in United
That's her body
States of
double.
America.
She's
You know
looking
the
at the
Royals
video.
have body doubles, y'all.
It is a safety precaution. Presidents have body doubles.
I'm just gonna let them blow themselves out. Go ahead.
Okay, so the Royals have body doubles. Is
And
what
but how
I've
do you
read.
know this?
I've read it.
You read it.
Read it.
Okay.
I've
And
read
by
it
the way-
various. I've read it in various places, and the Royals have body doubles. It's security. It's a security issue. It's definitely a security issue, and so every Royal has a body double. And if you really close in on that video, which I have done personally, I have done some internet sleuthing myself. It's very clear that the profile is not Kate, and if she really did have that abdominal surgery, why is she carrying that
Walking
big
and
heavy
carrying
bag?
the bag. Yeah.
Oh!
Yeah. Someone
Case closed.
Ooh, that's
That's
wow.
not gonna-
The arrogance on that one.
Yeah, and that didn't age well. That
Woo!
didn't age well.
Yeah, you don't. She definitely. She the smugness too.
Well,
I
you
don't
know,
like that.
if you know anything about her, she's really big on the reason why Trump should be in jail right now is the disinformation and the misinformation and all this stuff. She's kind of like one of those people.
I just care about Princess Catherine.
No, but what I'm saying is it's interesting how she's like, well, I read it.
Yeah. Where'd you read it?
But when it
I
came,
Googled it.
I Googled it. But when it comes to anything else, like I don't know, like I'm trying to think of the vaccines and stuff.
Mhm.
She was like, how could anybody do their own research? And it was just like she's one of those people.
She's pugilistic. He likes to argue.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You're on the
list. Everybody's excuse right now. This is what the Sussex squad is saying now. They're saying, look, the reason why we were coming up with these conspiracy theories, the reason why we can't trust the palace anymore with the Photoshop and all this stuff is because if this had been Meghan, you guys would be asking to look at her medical records. You'd be asking for drops of blood.
What?
You'd be asking for her to prove it. Well, you know what? 6 years ago, probably not. We probably wouldn't have done that. But now, yes. You know why? Because Meghan is a proved liar. Princess Catherine is not.
Nope.
I don't know why this is so difficult. Of course, we treat these two women differently. Meghan is a known liar.
Yes.
And if you don't believe me, read this book. It's all in here. Why didn't they go after Tom Bauer? Why didn't they sue him for this? These words. Why not? Come after him. Mason's in here for the Jacaranda tree. He's in here. Mason, go after Tom Bauer. How come you didn't do that? You know why? Because this is the truth. Everything's in here. Just read it. That's all you got to do. That's why we don't trust her. She says she lost the baby. We don't believe her. Because you guys said that they gave you the baby and you then went out to Highway 65 and buried it
Under a Jacawana tree.
Yeah. That's illegal in the state of
You
California.
can't do that.
You can't do stuff like that.
And I got to be honest, when Archie came out and we didn't see you at the Portland hospital coming out with Harry, did we question it?
No.
No. We
back
were
then.
excited to see Archie. We were like, oh, how cute.
We never
how cute.
thought for
You-
a minute.
They're wanting this dirt on people like us, and it's not going to happen. I was 100% on their side.
I have asked Stephanie to go to her Instagram and her Facebook page and delete nice things that she wrote about Meghan
I'll
back
never
then,
do it.
and she refuses to.
I'm
and
not
it
gonna do it,
because it
'cause-
bothers me.
No.
And I was like, because she really did like this girl.
I had no problem. But when you consistently lie about something, then there becomes a credibility issue. And when people have credibility issues, who's going to believe them anymore? Thank you, Karen, for the book.
Thank you, Karen.
Thank you, Karen.
Why haven't you sued this man? You know why? Because everything in here, see how thick it is?
There would have been a big
and
fat,
look at how small, tiny the print is. I mean, he puts a lot in here.
there would have been a big fat lawsuit. And there
Huge.
wasn't.
Huge.
Huge.
And now we want to get to some honorable mentions that, like Kim Kardashian, are always on our list. One would be Gayle King. Whew. And I'll put Oprah in there. I'll mix them up. So first of all, there was Gayle and Oprah when the bombshell interview came out. And then they said, we never said bombshell.
What?
We never said bombshell. Why are you guys saying we said bombshell?
Why are you guys putting that word in our vocabulary?
We never made this interview look like it was going to be a bombshell interview. Why would we ever do that?
That would never come out of our mouth.
That's crazy. We never said anything negative about the Queen. We never did anything. We were just acting as reporters. That's all we did.
Journalists.
Well, here's a little video I've had up on YouTube for a long time, but I'm going to play it for people who have not seen it. Here we go.
Every time I see a story about Oprah, Harry, and Meghan, it's bombshell interview.
Now that's CBS.
That's her show.
That's her show using the word bombshell. Just so you guys know.
Here's another word to add to the list of how you described last night. We'll begin with there. Explosive.
I was as surprised by the bombshell as everybody else.
There were so many bombshells in this interview. I mean, it seemed like one after another.
And those surprises are now referred to as bombshell, but I didn't set out to do a bombshell interview.
How are you feeling with Meghan Markle and Harry and Prince Harry? You know,
I support them 1,000%.
I do not get into people's family matters.
But they didn't make the decision in a vacuum. There were a lot of conversations. That's why I thought it was very unfair to say that the Queen was blindsided.
Yeah.
When even the Queen's own statement said these conversations
have been going on for months.
Nobody consults me about their family business.
Yeah. So that whole media story about they were blindsided.
And the Queen treated shoddily.
Yeah, that's just not true, because everybody's known for months that this was happening.
So I try to stay out of people's family business.
Hello, you got both of us.
I know.
There have been several discussions.
Yeah, several discussions about it.
Some of the things that were revealed in that interview came as a surprise to me.
When you say you were surprised about the skin tone conversation, were you surprised that that would be true inside the palace, or were you surprised they were telling you about it?
I was surprised that they were telling me about it. And he did what he needed to do for his family, and that's all I will say about that, and I don't think anybody else has any right to say anything.
That was my number one intention, was just clarity.
None of us have any right to say anything about that. That's his decision for his family.
You're right, it was a bombshell interview, that's for sure.
That's not how she characterized it,
right.
but you're right.
But it was, though.
So Gayle and Oprah, we've all seen that video of them throwing the Queen under the bus, acting like they don't get involved in people's business. Well, it looks like the scene of them coming out of the restaurant, this was before the bombshell interview, they had already in their heads who was right and who was wrong. Harry, Meghan right, royal family wrong.
And I love how Oprah was sort of alluding like, I didn't know this was going to blow up this way. Yes, you did. This is the royal family. She was like, I just had no clue it was going to be such a bombshell.
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Now we'd like to play one last video, and it has our friend Gayle King again in there. And Gayle and Meghan's friend, Janina Gavankar, and we've done a video on this person. They both claim that there's email and text messages that can prove all this. Everything can be proved. Now, they said this 2020. It's now 2024. Don't you think after this came out would be a time to show us the emails? You would think.
The receipts?
The receipts?
I want to see the receipts.
No, because there aren't any. And this is the problem with Janina and Gayle. All they did was hear about it. Meghan told them. They didn't physically see crap. So here they are lying. Now, CBS News, where's your integrity? You obviously don't have any.
She's really a very sweet, caring person. And as I say, Meghan has documents to back up everything that she said on Oprah's interview.
I know that the family and the staff were well aware of the extent of it. And though their recollections may vary, ours don't, because we lived through it with them. And there are many emails and texts to support that.
Have you spoken to her about coming on this show today?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I talk to them all of the time. We watch the special together, actually. Yeah. The truth will come out. There's plenty of emails and texts about that.
And do you believe there are more truths to come?
Yes, I think that I feel, I didn't plan to say this so much, but I really do feel like we're in a new era.
Where are the receipts? You don't have any.
Nope. You would have shown them to us. And we know you guys aren't shy about doctoring receipts. You guys have done it before. You just did it with my dad. You know what I mean? Like, we get it. You guys have the capabilities of it. But where are those receipts?
Well, I think if they produced phony emails from the palace to Meghan, I think Meghan would be in deep poo.
Well, that's called fraud.
Yeah. I mean, I think Meghan has her people, her Sussex squad that'll go under the bus for her, but she's not willing to do it for herself.
Oh, God.
There's absolutely no way Meghan's going to put herself in front of this runaway freight train. So, Janina, you're also on the list along with Oprah and Gayle. Click. Today's animal rescue is Big Guy Little's World Sanctuary. It's a not-for-profit organization taking care of abused, neglected, and abandoned chihuahuas. Steph, you want to tell a little bit about this guy?
Yeah, I was on Twitter X and I just read a little bit about him. He went through a lot of depression after his divorce, and he sort of wanted to just kind of get out of this world, and he had a friend that said, can you watch my chihuahua for a few days? And because it's not getting along with my other pets. So he takes the chihuahua. Instantly the chihuahua falls in love with him. He falls in love with the chihuahua. Cut to 50 dogs he has adopted. Chihuahuas. And a little tidbit of information that I did not know, Chihuahuas are second in line after pit bulls to be euthanized. And he knew this. So he adopts them.
That doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, he also fosters these animals. But this guy has a heart of gold.
Yeah.
He also has a YouTube page. So Nancy's going to put the links down below. You guys can check him out. This guy's a great guy. Again, had no idea about
our parents had a chihuahua. Well, we thought he was a miniature pinscher, but he had the attitude of a chihuahua.
Yeah.
His name's Frankie. And man, I made up the excuse. I went, Mom, Dad, he doesn't get along with my English bulldog. You got to take him. And he was with us for a long time. He was just the sweetest little thing. But yeah, they have little attitudes. They got toots, but they're the sweetest little things.
They act like big dogs. They have the attitude of big dogs, and pit bulls have the attitude of small dogs.
I think that's why you constantly see those dogs together. You see pits and chihuahuas. Even with my English bulldog and your
Rocky.
Terrier mix, chihuahua mix, they were always like thick as thieves.
Rocky was in charge, and Levi did his bidding.
And Levi would, like end it. It was so bad.
So cute. So cute.
Well, thanks for joining us. And if you have anybody to add to our list, please put it in the comments below. If we forgot anyone, we would hate to have forgotten anybody.
I know.
I mean, oh my goodness. I'm sure there's more. I'm sure there's way more out there.
And I just, before we go, we want to leave it on a positive note. We have the address that you can send a card to Princess Catherine. Wish her well. We all are probably going to do that this weekend.
So check out that address, and we will see you tomorrow for our Sunday Live, where we do a complete tribute to the beautiful Catherine, Princess of Wales. We'll see you tomorrow, guys. Have a great night.
Love you.
Bye.